Welcome back to another episode of the Dirty Water Red Sox podcast with your host Italy Jet and Rob England. Ep.6. Are the Red Sox out of the race for the playoffs? We'll see. Roll the intro! And here is your host, Rob England and Italy Jet.
What is going on, guys, and welcome to the Dirty Water Red Sox podcast, episode 6, presented by Guy Boston Sports and Grandstand Productions. I'm your host, Rob England, with my great co-host, Italy Jet. Welcome back, Italy Jet. We missed you last week. How are you doing, my good friend?
You know what? It's busy. It's football season. Baseball's coming to an end. We still don't know what's going to happen with our Red Sox, but I'm not optimistic like a lot of people are, but I'm still happy that there's baseball. I'm still happy that there's baseball.
You and I both. There's nothing better than playoff baseball. The atmosphere is different, and I would love to see it at Fenway Park. Optimism, pessimism, who knows? But speaking of optimism and in the middle, our good friends are waiting for us to pop up. Everybody give a warm welcome to Dev and Noah. Dev and Noah are popping up. How are you guys?
What's going on, boys?
Great
How we
evening.
doing? How we doing?
Let's go, guys.
Doing good. Football season has started. I know everybody wants to, but this is a baseball podcast, but everybody knows football season is the best season, right behind baseball season. But we're going to start off, speaking of baseball season, we are going to start off with the most recent event that happened in the Red Sox season, a recap of the Baltimore Orioles series. So the Red Sox played the Baltimore Orioles here at Fenway Park this weekend, and unfortunately, it ended in a series loss. A tough game on Saturday, a tough game on Friday, I should say. And then today, we pulled out the yellow and we got away with a win. Let's talk about the series. What are we thinking about this series against Baltimore, and how are we feeling moving forward? Because I know it's a very short season ahead of us left, but we want to see what we could do. I'm going to start with Dev, and we're going to go around the table. How are we feeling about this series? I know it was a tough series for the Red Sox to lose.
It was a tough series, man. I mean, gosh, I thought last night we was actually going to pull back and they're actually going to give us hope that we could actually win this series. But, losing 13-12 is not the best way to come out, and then getting your butts basically handed to you 11-2. That was basically like series over, season's over, and the Red Sox lose. Like last night and tonight were like the only, oh, okay, this team is actually going to care about, coming back and actually winning this, series. But, it was just good to finally, win a game on Sunday. But it's just a little bit upsetting, last night just to, have momentum of, coming back, losing, winning, losing. It's just that, the momentum swing for the Red Sox. It's just like, it's like an emotional roller coaster. Like, you're happy, you're sad, you score runs, you give up runs. Like, what's going on with this team? Like, it's just like emotional roller coaster going left and right. I want to say some positive things about this Red Sox team, but I don't know. I'm feeling like a negative Nancy today, but we'll see what's happening the rest of the week.
That is a rare occurrence. A negative Nancy from Dev. It is. That's a very rare sighting.
Whoa.
Honestly,
what am I hearing right now?
Wow.
That is crazy. Wow, that's a first, guys. That's the first you're ever going to hear Dev say he's a
Mr.
negative
Positive.
Nancy.
Mr. Positive there, man.
Yeah, it's hard to be positive when you're in the playoff hunt and you are just slumping as a team. We're going to talk about the slump going through. We're going to talk about it later on in this episode. We got more topics to talk about, but I'm going to go to Noah. Noah, how are we feeling about this Baltimore Orioles series, and what are you thinking about either the pitching or how the offense performed in this series?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just lagging a little bit here, so sorry about that, guys, if I'm a little slow. Hopefully you can kind of hear what I'm saying here, but I'll just quickly go through, game by game here. What in the world was game one? I mean, what can you say there about
Amen.
Game one? That was absolutely brutal. An 11-2 loss. They got shut down by a really, really good pitcher in Kyle Bradish. Oh boy, I'm lagging a lot here. Sorry about that, guys.
Just keep going.
But they shut down by a really good pitcher in Kyle Bradish, and the Orioles bullpen just really did their thing. Yeah, absolutely. Game two, I mean, that was a marathon if I've ever seen one there. 23 hits. Red Sox had 23 hits as a team there in game 2. And then lost. I mean, I really can't think of the last time a team had 23 hits in a game and lost. They got on pretty much every Baltimore pitcher that came in the game. One of the most dominant relievers in the game, Yenny or Geno.
Yeah.
Just got on them. And then today, obviously, Tristan Casas, man. What more can you say? A lot of Casas, but I wasn't one of them. Josh Winkowski actually threw a 1-2-3 inning for probably the first time in his career. Struck out the side. Whitlock were good. Nick Robertson's got a new pitch. He's got that sweeper. And today was a good performance. What did I say? I said that they'd take 2 of 3. They lost 2 of 3. But, no, I'm losing hope. I've been a guy that's been losing hope over the past couple of weeks. I'm starting to lose hope. So they got to show me something here.
Are you sure you haven't been losing hope since June? No, I'm playing with you. Honestly, I think a lot of people on Red Sox Twitter, though, have been losing hope.
I mean, you have a fair point.
I mean, a fair point. When your team performs like that, it's kind of questionable to see how it does. Italy Jet, how are we feeling? Orioles series loss. Highs, lows. How are you feeling about this series, man?
This is how I feel. Everything. That's how I feel about Red Sox Nation.
Bruh.
That's how I feel about this team right now. I'm not on the same page with fans of this positivity stuff right now. I want them to show me something. I knew in the first game we were going to lose. Second game, I knew we were going to lose. I didn't think we were going to make it that tight, though. So I was like, okay, all right, just show me some fight. And then Tristan Casas steps up. Some of the Valdez has been fantastic. Holy crap. So I love that he's back. But overall, this last game, like, it's good that we always seem like we do very good. 75% of the time, the Red Sox always win the final game of the series this year. And that always usually goes really well into the next series that we're going into. So we'll talk about the Yankees and stuff later, but that's what kind of usually happens. And I'm glad that we won. I'm just not I'm giving up hope like Noah is, but overall the transition is always nice. But overall, this is I'm more looking ahead to next year. I really am. But I know we still have a lot of fight this year. I'm going to try to keep the positivity with Rob and Devin. But right now, I'm just not feeling it. And I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing fight as we usually do. And a lot of it is because of Cora. And a lot of it is because of his decisions. So I just need to see more before I'm like back on this wagon of like, oh, they're showing us this. So that's where I'm at, man. Me, Noah, I agree with you, dude.
I like to keep positive, but here are my thoughts. I think going forward, the Red Sox, this series was an ugly series for the Red Sox to lose. I mean, the past 2 series, I mean, going into Tampa Bay, too, they struggled in Tampa Bay, losing that walk-off. Brandon Lau, Red Sox killer, what can you do? I mean, they had a chance to win a couple games there, and they blew it. Entering the Baltimore series, and we're going to talk about this right after this, so here we go. Chris Sale, tough start, looked shaky. He's been looking shaky since coming off the IL, so that's a little rusty look. Yesterday's game, very good fight for the Red Sox, just not enough to push through. Questionable call for not sending Trevor Story by Carlos Febles. We'll get into that later on as well with the coaching change. We got a lot to talk about here moving forward. But yeah, I think the series was a tough series for the Red Sox to lose, especially now that they were 7 games out of a wild card spot and you have about 18 games to play. There's still hope, but it's very unlikely to have a 1.9% chance of making the playoffs this year. And also dating back to what you just said, Noah, the last time a team lost while having 23 hits was back on June 3rd of 1930. So that was the last time.
Oh
and
my
that's
God.
just that's the 20.
Wow.
Damn.
That is a Boston Red Sox game, if I don't say so myself. They hit the ball well, and they still lose. Pitching is why.
Wow.
Speaking of pitching, Chris Sale, is it time to move on from Chris Sale? There is a club option for next season. Chris Sale hasn't been looking like vintage Chris Sale. In the beginning of the year, he looked good, got injured, and now he just got shelled against Baltimore. He's been looking very, very rough. What are we going to do with our washed ace? I'm going to start with you, Italy Jet. I'm going to go around. How we feel about Chris Sale? Do you want to move forward from Chris Sale, or do you still have love for Chris Sale in your heart?
This is what I got to say about Chris Sale.
Bruh.
That's what I gotta say about Chris Sale. And this is also what I gotta say about Chris Sale.
Stupid.
Wow.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I've been done with him. 2 years I've been done with him. All the dude does is get injured. He does. He is a liability for this team. I've been saying this for 2 years. I've been saying this, that I really have tried to keep the positive about him, the way he throws, the way he handles things. His attitude is just fine, but he's not reliable. He's not the old Chris Sale anymore, and he's getting older. This dude is almost even retirement thing now. I think overall, we need to move on. We need to move on. We need to move on with other players too. It's not just Chris Sale. Chris Sale, we've been needing to move on for the last 6 years, but we're trying. But let's just be honest, guys. The Red Sox are trying to make him a Red Sox legend. That's what's kind of happening right now. They want that.
Yeah.
And I get the reason why. No. We don't need it. We don't need it. Thank you for what you did in 2018. Thank you for what you did before you get injured. Thank you for the World Series. But dude, I don't want this to be a Strasburg issue. I don't want this to be a Strasburg issue. Okay? I love Strasburg. I wish him the best with retirement and his injuries, but this is just what it kind of feels like. And I might sound crazy to say that, but that's what it sounds like.
It is something that it sounds like, and I honestly think that Steven Strasburg situation, he sold his soul there to beat that Astros lineup, won a World Series MVP, and then
and good for him. Good for him
indeed. He is a champion. No one can take that away from him.
And no one can take that away from Chris Sale either.
No one can take away
from. Yeah, exactly. And Chris Sale got his payday too.
Chris Sale with that save, man.
I'm done.
I'm iffy on it. I'll get to it in a second because there's still love for Chris Sale in my heart, and I'll explain in a second. No, I'm gonna go to you. Are you done with Chris Sale? Do you still see a glimpse of him maybe even taking him back to the bullpen as a middle reliever, even if that's the case scenario, back like at the beginning of his career? Or do you think the Red Sox should move on and be done completely?
Nah, I mean, before he got injured this year, and at this point, you have to really specify when Chris Sale gets injured and what injury you're talking about. Because there's
a lot.
Many.
Paper cut.
There's a lot.
Yes. So whenever you're talking about Chris Sale, you have to specify which injury. So we'll talk about the injury that he had this year. He looked good in the few starts that were leading up to this injury. You know what I mean? He went down. He didn't really know what it was. He was fine 1 second, and then he was out the next inning. We didn't know what it was. And then just ultimately just hasn't looked good since coming back. Chris Sale's not a guy we can be relying on anymore. And that's just the fact of the matter at this point. Chris Sale, I don't know if they take that team option. I don't think they should. I think it's about, $22.5 million they could free themselves from. If they take it, they're literally taking it just because of the fact that he closed out a World Series in 2018. I'm sorry. That's just the fact. That's just the fact of what it is. They're taking it because he closed out a World Series in 2018.
Yeah, Red Sox legend.
Absolutely.
That's what they're trying to make him to be.
Red Sox legend. But all in all, Chris Sale, great pitcher. We don't win that World Series without him. He's done a lot of great things here, but
I agree.
I don't think Chris Sale is a guy that the Red Sox can be relying on to pitch for them anymore.
I'm not gonna lie. The past couple of years, you guys, we could be saying Chris Sale is a Woo Sox legend because he's been down there so much. Not throwing a little joke there.
That's a good one.
That's
all love Chris Sale. All love Chris Sale. Not trying to make fun of your injuries.
We love you, Chris.
You know, you got on. Like, we love you. You got us a World Series ring in 2018. That's all that matters. Dev, how are we feeling about Chris Sale? Do you still have love in your heart for him? Do you think he could be a reliever in the future, or do you think the Red Sox should move on completely and say, "But let bygones be bygones"?
I mean, I'm going to take this very famous line from Grease, and I love watching the movie Grease. All I have to say about Chris Sale is, Chris Sale's a great player on the Red Sox. Could you please not get injured? But next year, please don't get injured. Next year. Anywho, going back to Red Sox baseball there, as we got clap it up, guys.
Bravo.
One of the best singers on this platform. No, I'm kidding. Don't hire me out Hollywood. But no, all seriousness, I love Chris Sale. You know, we're desperate for starting pitchers, and I don't want him to go back into the bullpen. You know, he had one of his, best moments in the World Series, striking out Manny Machado, to end the World Series there. So, here are the do's and don'ts. The don'ts: don't get injured. Please don't chip a nail. Please don't, get, wiped out by a shark and say that, you're out for the season, or, accidentally kiss your girlfriend and, you have a bruised lip. Like, come on now. Don't stop making decisions like that. And, just don't get injured. Don't get injured. That's the main reason, the Red Sox got you. Don't get injured. And please, if we have a bad season next year, don't cut up our jerseys. We love our jerseys. We love our yellow jerseys. We love, all the other jerseys. Please.
Oh,
Please.
wow, I forgot about that.
I just don't want to see that happen. I know you broke the screen of the Woo Sox. You had a bad game. It's okay. People can get angry. They can get upset. I'm a Patriots fan. I've seen it happen many times. I have friends with anger management issues. It's totally fine to totally do that. But when you're an MLB pitcher, just don't. We love you. Some people have love, some people have hate for you, but I want you on the team. We're desperate for starting pitchers. You're kind of sort of our ace right behind Brian Bale, but I just hope the Red Sox keep you. But with Chaim Bloom and his idiocy, I wouldn't be surprised if he, trades him or lets him walk.
Wow, a lot said from Dev right there. A lot off the chest.
Wow.
Also,
Holy
amazing,
crap.
great singing. This is the Dirty Water Red Sox podcast, not American
Yeah.
Idol. But hey, you will get the gold star in my book.
Hey.
Honestly, Chris Sale, man, what can you say? I mean, I have a lot of love for Chris Sale. Growing up playing baseball, being lefty, us lefties stick together. He taught me it. I mean, getting to see his slider, how it works. My slider's better, by the way. But no, honestly, Chris Sale,
Damn.
I love you.
Well, who's
dude.
in the major leagues, Rob?
That is true. That is true. My playing days are far behind me. I'm done for. But no, shout out to Chris Sale. Thank you for inspiring me while I was in high school and when I was in middle school to be a pitcher, because I honestly love pitching. But when it comes down to it, your days, I think, with the Boston Red Sox should be behind you. And the only reason why I say this is because you're getting paid way too much money to miss that much time. And that's a Dave Dombrowski move, guys. Don't be going saying, oh, Chaim shouldn't sign. I don't think Chaim Bloom gives them that player. It's a player option. And Chris Sale would be stupid not to take the money if he's already getting all this money for not even performing how he should be. He's getting paid like an ace and he's not pitching like an ace. Chris Sale, thank you for the World Series.
Excuse me.
No worries.
I'm sorry about that. I thought it was a team option. I didn't realize it was a player option. So now I sound like a complete idiot by saying the Red Sox should opt out of that deal. The Red Sox don't have a choice. Chris Sale is absolutely opting into that deal. So you better get used to him. He's going to be here next year.
Yeah, I believe it was a player option, or it was a mutual option, one or the other. But I think that's what they got him to sign.
Double check on that, but
I think it was a player. I want to say it's a player option because that's how they got him to sign. Because if he didn't, he liked it here. Yeah, so Chris Sale would be stupid not to take that much money.
Option.
Yeah, Chris Sale would be stupid not to take that kind of money to pitch for the Boston Red Sox and sit on his ass and do nothing. But in all seriousness, if the Boston Red Sox want to move forward and be good, the first thing you got to do is you got to look at your rotation and say, Chris Sale is not the anchor. This is Brian Bale's rotation. He is the ace. Move Chris Sale to a middle reliever. Sign Yoshi Yamamoto, and ride. Get some young starters and ride. Chris Sale could be a mentor. He could be like one of those guys, like obviously Corey Kluber, who Red Sox legend Corey Kluber, by the way, who came in here but by the way, I don't know if you heard about Garrett Whitlock. Garrett Whitlock was talking about Corey Kluber and Chris Sale teaching them a lot of things. That's good. You have a mentor in the rotation, a guy who's been in the big leagues for a while who can help young pitchers. So I think if Chris Sale does accept that player option, which he most likely should, and retire in Boston, the Red Sox can't move on to him. We can't move on from him if he says yes. I'd be shocked, and I would be shocked if he doesn't take that. And if he doesn't take the player option, I would love to see him come back on a team-friendly deal just so we could save us some money so we can make some moves in the offseason. But Chris Sale, I think, me personally, 50-50. You can move on from him, or if you don't, if he does decide to, he shouldn't opt out. Again, he shouldn't opt out. That's free money for him. But if he does and takes a team-friendly deal, I wouldn't mind him coming back as a fourth or fifth starter, or even like a middle reliever. And now,
free injury money, I'll take it.
Can't believe it. Speaking of this future of this team, there is something I want to talk about. Are the Boston Red Sox right now waving the white flag? Is it season over for the Boston Red Sox, or is there a chance right now for the Boston Red Sox to be playing in October? We're still mathematically in it technically, but looking forward, it's kind of looking bleak. I'm going to start with Dev since I let Dev go last time. We're going to flip it around and you're going to go first. How do you think it's wave the white flag, or you still believe in Boston? You think there's a slim chance the Red Sox are playing in October?
Are we recording right now? Am I leading into highlights?
I think
Wait.
we're recording.
We are live. I'm supposed. Okay, so see, that is what the Red Sox season is right now. It is time to stop faking things. It's time to move on. Because here's the thing, you guys know me. I'm a very positive Pete on this podcast right now. I am positive Pete. But you know what? Every time I'm positive about the Red Sox, I said last week, we could go 2 for 3. And we could go we could possibly sweep the Rays, and we could go 2 for 3 against the Orioles. Every time I speak positive about this damn team, negativity happens. So you know what? It's time for me to start talking negative and saying, you know what? This team is not making postseason. This team doesn't care about the future. Doesn't want to make playoffs. They don't want to see happy go Red Sox fans. They want to see disgruntled, stressed out. I want to slap my girlfriend and it's time to go home speech. Like, come on. This is what the Red Sox season is all about. Like, come on now. Tell me one player in this Red Sox organization that's like, hey, I want to actually win a goddamn game and go into the playoffs. No one. Sure, maybe you can say Turner. Maybe you can say Casas, but those are the only 2 players that actually want to win. Those are the 2 players. Rafael Devers, yeah, funny. Yeah, if he didn't have all those errors, like, I don't know, who's that former Red Sox without Kike Hernandez having all those errors, and now Rafael Devers is like, hey, I could take his place. Let me, throw some errors. You are a major league player, bro. You are a major league player. If this was me, I'd understand of me getting hate because, one, I cannot play baseball for crap. I've only hit 1 home run, and that was on an easy soft toss, and I cannot play for crap. And that is why I'll be an LB, left bench player, all the time and every day. So you know what? It's time to wave that damn flag, and it's time to pack up the season, boys, because we ain't making playoffs right now.
What the hell just happened?
Wow. Hold on.
What just happened?
Oh my God.
We had no idea that was coming. We weren't ready for that whatsoever.
Jeez. What are you doing? What is going on right now?
Wow, Jeff caught me a little bit off guard there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Has it moved?
Wow.
So he's very passionate about things, and we'll go from there.
All right, I'm gonna go to
Rafael Devers makes a lot of errors, baby. Don't you forget it.
Never forget that. Leads the league in third baseman and negative DRS. I'm gonna go to Noah because I know Noah. You gotta follow that up. That's a hard task to follow up there. That amazing speech from Dev. How are we feeling? Do you think it's time to wave the flag?
No. I mean, you can't follow that up. There's no point trying to be the second Devin. You could just be the first me right here. So, what can you say to follow that up? So if Devin's positive, oh boy. If Devin's positive Pete, then I'm a little negative Nancy here. I think it is time to wave the white flag. I think that the Red Sox have just kind of been out of it for a while. I mean, I think over the past, I don't remember exactly what game it was, but maybe it was that game against the Blue Jays or that sweep against the Blue Jays. Ever since Toronto has swept us there, I've been kind of skeptical because we were right there, man. We were a sweep there, and we're in a spot, and we get swept, and that's just kind of like, oh man. Everything we had worked for, everything we had worked to get right back in the playoff hunt, just gotten rid of in the last 3 games. So what are they at? They're 7 games out, 18 games left. Realistically, with how good the rest of the AL is, you probably have to come close to winning out. Am I wrong? You probably have to go like 15-3 16-2, something crazy like that. It's got to be
Red
an
Sox
insane
going
stretch to finish
15-3.
the
Yo,
season.
no one's got jokes tonight. I love it.
You gotta
If
believe.
the Red Sox,
This isn't Ted Lasso.
oh boy, honest question here, and I want you guys to answer this. What is more likely, the Red Sox finishing the season 15-3, or Trevor Story hitting another home run this season?
I'm going to go with Trevor Story.
Or Trevor Story, 100%.
Trevor
What do
Story.
we think?
100%.
The Red
No,
Sox
no.
15-3.
No way in hell
Really?
is that going to
Rob.
happen.
Sure about that?
You
Think about your answers.
Listen, I don't know. I have more faith in Trevor Story than I do the Red Sox.
Yeah, I have faith in Trevor Story right now. 100%. 100%.
I don't know. I have more faith in the Red Sox as a whole than Trevor Story. Now I'm playing. I love you. I do think Trevor Story's going to hit a home run before the Red Sox go 15-3. But if they do go 15-3, mark my words, it's going to be a parade in Boston, like going crazy. This is like
If
the
they go
craziest
15-3,
thing
they're
I
winning the
did
World
that.
Series.
Oh, there's no stopping them. If they wear these yellow
If they go
jerseys and they
15-3,
play
they're winning
good,
the World Series.
it's
Yeah,
going to be
exactly.
insane. Italy Jet, how are we feeling? I know that's hard to follow up, Dev and Noah, but how are we feeling? Is it time to wave the white flag on the 2023 Red Sox season, or is there still hope?
Listen, viewer discretion is advised now, evidently. So, we got to figure something out now. No, I 100% agree with Devin is. I'm about to slap your girlfriend part, but I don't know about that one, but everything else is on point. Everything else is on point. That's why my screen is big right now, because now we just got to continue the music here. Because, listen, this needs to end. We need to rebuild. I don't have faith. We need to throw that white flag and just start over. And Noah duck on it. 15-13. No. Story's going to hit a home run before we get to the playoffs, okay? That's just what's going to happen. And I know you're smiling over there, and whatever. This is what's going to happen. I don't have faith anymore. I have thrown the white flag. I'm ready for next year. I'm ready for the young talent. But if they prove me wrong, just like Rob has said, there's going to be a huge party in Boston, and it's not going to be for the Patriots. There we go.
Hey, no need to drill jabs just because you're a Jets fan at the Pats fans after that suffering loss today. I really, really, really want – I'm not going to count us out until we're mathematically completely eliminated from the playoffs. There's still a slim chance, but I'm going to say this right now. The Red Sox, like we all said, need to get on a crazy streak, and you need to see them play good baseball, because right now they're playing inconsistent baseball. I say it all the time. The most consistent team in baseball is the Boston Red Sox. Dev had very bold words to choice. Again, viewer discretion is advised for this pod episode. But
viewer discretion is advised.
But like going forward with this team, I think the Red Sox, I mean, mathematically speaking, it's going to be very, very hard for them to make the playoffs, especially with Houston playing better right now. Rangers are collapsing. The Rays are the Rays, and the Blue Jays are playing good baseball. It's going to be impossible to sneak in there. But if they do, I mean, the Red Sox will shock that. They're going to shock a lot of people, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not going to mathematically eliminate us, but I'm going to say this right now. It's probably time to wave the white flag, but don't lose hope. But prepare yourself for the Red Sox losing. And next, I'm going to talk about this. Red Sox waving the white flag. Who stays and who goes in 2024? There's a lot of speculation and a lot of things going around this team right now. The Boston Red Sox making a lot of roster moves and changes with this team. A lot of contracts expiring. A lot of could we revamp the coaching staff, the front office? There's a lot of things that could happen. And I'm going to go first just so I could mention one thing. Carlos Febles, please, next season, get your face out of this Red Sox team. I do not want to see you at all. I went to 2 games, and he cost the Red Sox those 2 games by waiving Reese McGuire, waiving Connor Wong, Dodger game, Blue Jay game. We know how that ended. And then let's not forget yesterday, Trevor Story probably, I mean, you could go 50-50 on that, but your best base runner's on with the game on the line with a chance to tie the game. Story's very fast. He probably could have beat that out. It is questionable, but Carlos Febles got to go. He's got to go. I think that the coaching staff needs to be probably totally revamped, honestly. Maybe you keep Alex Cora. I still like Alex Cora. Respectfully, I think he's a good manager, but I think he just needs to work on his bullpen management again. Good bullpen management. I think he's a good guy. He's a player's manager. But moving forward, could we see a change in the front office too? There's that guy. I believe it's David Stern from the Brewers that could be a general manager. Obviously, we know Chaim Bloom would still be the president of baseball operations, so he would oversee everything. Right. But having a guy, he would make the moves, and then he would be the one that spends the money, not the president of baseball operations. They pulled the trigger, but the GM, it's the people who signed the contract. Do I see this coaching staff revamp? Yeah, I do. I think moving forward, you need better things. You need better pitching coaches. You need better bench coaches. You need better first base, third base coach. You just need to revamp as a whole. This team is not going anywhere. Look at also how players, they go from the Red Sox to other teams and they perform. Ryan Brazier gave up his first run since May. He gave up his first run since May with the Dodgers. Kike Hernandez doing all right in LA. A lot of these players that are going from Boston to different teams, they're succeeding. What's going on? It's got to be the coaching staff at this point, because it's definitely not the players, because they're major league players who could perform. That's how I feel about this. I'm going to go to Dev. How are we feeling? Do you think there needs to be a revamp in the coaching staff? Who do you think needs to go? And if so, would you like to see replace these people? Because there's a lot of things that can happen in this team's organization with the coaching staff and in the front office.
Well, to be honest, I think the big answer here is definitely Chaim Bloom. I think he needs to be the first one out of Boston, trading away our favorite player, Mookie Betts. The only W I guess you could say he's done is, get Kyle Schwarber. I think he was the one that no, he didn't get Ian Kinsler.
Wait, what? What?
What?
The only thing he's done?
No, the only W thing he's done is, acquired Kyle Schwarber.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know.
I mean, what else has he done to prove this team is a playoff team?
Got rid of Ryan Brazier.
Well, I mean, besides that, the only thing he did was acquire Kyle Schwarber, and then he didn't re-sign him. So, I mean, that's basically the only good move that, Chaim Bloom has done for the Boston Red Sox. I mean, I know Noah's shaking in his bus right now because, Trevor Story is like, probably another W that Bloom has done right now. But the only really true W right here is probably Kyle Schwarber. It's got to be Kyle Schwarber. That's the only W move that Chaim Bloom has done to make the Red Sox a competitive and good team is to acquire Kyle Schwarber. So that's why I think that Chaim Bloom, he needs to go. I mean, we really needed pitching. We needed pitching during the trade deadline. What did we get? An unknown schmuck from the San Francisco Giants? Like no one even heard of him. He is a total random. He gives up runs left and right. I mean, come on. And we really needed Urias as a pickup during the last-minute trade deadline. Urias. I mean, sure, he's a great player for the Boston Red Sox, but we didn't really need another freaking Brock Holt here in Boston. So I think the biggest move right here, definitely get rid of Bloom. I love everything that the Red Sox are. Well, I mean, I'm not loving what the Red Sox are doing right now, but keep Alex Cora. I think he's going to be the goated coach come the next couple of seasons from now.
Wow, are we getting?
How are you?
Smith?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Is it opposite day?
What are we doing?
Man, what is? Yeah, he did say he was going to be negative this episode.
I did say that. I did say that.
But dude, Dev, man, you're
Alex Cora is horrible. He's horrible.
This is wow.
This is
an entertaining. I don't know. I mean, last time I checked, the calendar says September.
That's right.
But
yeah.
Hey, I think it's good that Dev is fine. Dev is fine.
I appreciate the honesty.
Mauricio Dovera is not.
What is true? The only W thing that Chaim Bloom has done was get Kyle Schwarber. That's the only W thing he's ever done.
Nah, Chief. Chief.
No?
Yoshida is one of them for me. But
That 1 year of Michael Walker was special.
Yeah.
It was special. Let's hear your thoughts, Noah. How are you feeling? What do you think needs to revamp? What do you think needs to happen? I think we all know who you want going out of here, but we're going to continue to speak about everything. How are you
Alex
feeling about this
Cora,
team?
baby. What's going
Let's hear
on?
it. Here we go.
What's going on, Alex Cora? My name's Noah. How we doing, pal? You suck. You suck. But in for real, you can't manage a bullpen. That guy just can't be the manager of the team. Carlos Fabulous needs to go. Kyle Hudson, first base coach, outfield coordinator. He's fine to stay, fine by me. But Peter Patsy, get the hell out of here. Dave Bush, get the hell out of here. I mean, you guys just can't coach. I'm sorry. I think we could. I mean, the Woo Sox are clearly doing something right? They're one of the better teams in AAA right now. Well,
Exactly.
bring the Woo Sox staff up here, baby. Get Rich Gedman. Rich Gedman can be the hitting coach. Dream manager. Let's go over to the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's pick up their pitching coach, Kyle Snyder, one of the two. And the reason I like him, he's like 6'8". He's a giant, so don't mess with him. He'll beat you up. Don't talk down to Kyle Snyder, whatever your name is. Sorry, buddy. And he's their pitching coach. So obviously, we're gonna need some pitching help. So, but Dev, I'm just gonna talk real quick. I'm sorry to ramble on, but Chaim Bloom's done nothing here. We're gonna get to the state of the farm in a little bit, right? But great things take time, and he was left in a bit of a hellhole when he came here. Also, was not his call to trade Mookie Betts. That was the ownership's call.
I know.
Exactly. Right.
But I'm good. Alex Cora, what's going on, pal? Ni hao.
Exactly. There you go.
Alex Cora, you are what I don't know the
Shanghai
area, but you
Shark.
are a Bay
Shanghai
star. You are a Bay star. You're going to be managing Trevor
You are the
Bauer.
weakest link. Goodbye.
You're going to be managing Trevor Bauer, Julio Urias, whoever goes to the Bay Stars in the future.
Julio Urias.
But that's a story for another time. But I hope that's a
Gonzalez
story
to
for
the
another time. A
Buffaloes.
lot of stuff going on this year in Major League Baseball. Wander Franco, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of crazy stuff going on in Major League Baseball right now. It's been a year. Italy Jet, how are we feeling? Do you feel like this coaching staff needs a full revamp? Do you think some things need to change, or do you think that the management needs to change?
No, I really 100% agree that I think Bloom should stay. Just be in another position, bring a GM, stay with the higher ups too, but get a new GM, keep Bloom, and get rid of the whole entire coaching staff. It doesn't matter who you are. Maybe keep Veritek a little bit, but have him a different role though. He needs to be a different role instead of what he's doing right now. I think overall, Cora, thank you for what you've done, but in the past, but your time, you got us out of a hole. Now you're putting us in another hole. You've done this before. In the beginning, when he came back, we needed that. Now it's not there anymore. We won a World Series with him. Great. He had a suspension. We were bad. Saved us. Everything starts with change, just like with Sale. This is what's time. It's time to move on. We have so much great young talent. I mean, we got Yoshida here, and he's in his 30s. He's doing pretty good. Verdugo, gone. I'm just done with the decisions that Cora is doing. Rev Schneider could play everywhere, but you only put him in certain positions. It's just, in ways handled the pitching, the starting pitching, the bullpen. The way he's handled Jansen drives me insane. I can't do it anymore with Cora, man.
Oh my God.
I can't do it. I can't do it anymore with you, man. Thank you for the World Series. Thank you for getting us out of a hole 2 years ago. Even with that run when we faced Houston and everything 2 years ago, it was great. But now it's just time to start over. That's what I want. Maybe hit up Terry Francona, but we all know he's going to retire, so we'll see what happens.
Terry Francona, what a manager. I love Terry Francona. One of my favorite Red Sox managers, right behind Bobby Valentine. No, I'm playing.
Oh my God!
Obviously,
no, we don't claim that.
Wow.
I don't claim Bobby. I'm sorry, Bobby.
Obviously moving forward. I don't know. I think Cora got one more year in him, and I think he's gone if it doesn't change. I think it's going to be a lot of changing going on in this organization, and a lot going on for the future. Speaking of the future, the Boston Red Sox. When is the next title run for the Boston Red Sox? Do you feel like it is coming soon? Do you think we are in a position to win the World Series in the next upcoming decade? What are we thinking? We're going to do a roundtable real quick because we got a couple more topics to talk about before we wrap things up. But I'm going to start with Italy. Jet, how are we feeling? Do you think the Red Sox are going to win a World Series in the next decade? And if you think they are going to win the World Series, when do you think they're going to win it next?
I think we will. No, I really do. In the next decade, we'll at least win one. And I think because we have the young talent that we have, I think we can make a splash. We've done that before, made lots of splashes before, but Bloom builds that system up, and the Wool Sox have done amazing this year. All that young talent with Rafaela too. Like, I love what they're doing, and young talent goes a long way. I know he's going to make some decisions. I know he's going to make good decisions. I don't think he's going to make the bad decisions that people think, because Kluber was doing well. Then he went to us and he becomes shit. Like, it happens all the time. When people go away from this team is when they become good. And when they're not in the right situation with the Red Sox, they become bad. Sometimes you're not playing them the right way. I think overall we will. I give it 3 to 5 years. Bring in a new coaching staff. All these young guys make 1 or 2 splashes in the pitching and hitting realm, and I think we do have a future. Duran, look what Duran has done. He shouldn't even been in the minors in the beginning of the year, but then when he came up, he became a regular, and then he got injured. But you can't help that. I think we are close to being back to a good team, but you still got to wait 3 to 5 years, because there's way other teams that are more far along than us right now, like the Orioles, like the Blue Jays. I say 3 to 5 years.
I like that timetable. I'm going to go to you, Noah. When do you think the Red Sox are going to win their next World Series? You think it's coming up soon, or do you think that it's going to be a longer time until we win?
So I like Italy Jets kind of time thing there, in the sense that I think it could be 3 to 5 years, but I've been an advocate that it could be sooner than a lot of people think, because I think in the sense that this team next year is ready to go. You look at it. The lineup is ready to roll. The bullpen, you maybe need a lefty reliever. You maybe should get another righty reliever, right? But Zach Kelly's coming back, so that's where Zach Kelly slides right in. The bullpen is ready to roll. Starting rotation, right? You have every set of eyes in your organization, and you look at starting rotation, right? You look at guys like Yoshinobu Yamamoto. You look at a guy like possibly trading for Mitch Keller or Kenta Maeda, signing a guy like Aaronola. There are so many options that if there was ever an offseason to improve the starting rotation, it's this offseason. And with how close this team is, it has to be this offseason. They have no other choice. But I'm getting off topic here a little bit. When is the next title run? I agree. 3 to 5 years is a good timeline. I think this team, I would pick them to be a playoff lock next year if they sign pitching. If they sign pitching, I would pick them to be the first or second wild card team next year in the American League. That's how ready to roll they are. They're right there. Right there.
I agree. I think the core is there for the Boston Red Sox, and I think a title could be in the future. I'm going to say mine in a second. Dev, where do you think the Red Sox? Do you think there are going to be a title here in Boston? You think the Duck Boats are going to be going around here in Boston, or do you think it's going to be a long time until we see a Red Sox World Series? Maybe the curse of the lines is legit.
I think we're going to win, a championship, in the next decade, probably 5 times in a row. We're going to be 5-time champions, because we're going to acquire
Dynasty. Whoa.
Hell yeah. We're going to acquire some great talent, because we about to acquire Mike Trout this upcoming offseason. We're about to get Juan Soto. So you know what? We're going to have a really great outfield. And you know what? I'm gonna really appreciate Chaim Bloom for what he's done. And you know what? This will be the second and the third WS thing he'll ever do for the Red Sox organization. So that's why we'll be title contenders in the next 5 years, and we gonna be a dynasty championship winning team.
Listen, the Mike, I'm not going to lie, though. The Mike Trout one is not kind of as blasphemous, because I don't know if y'all saw the rumors today about Mike Trout. They're saying the Angels are willing to trade him if he wants out. So that's not as blasphemous to say. But Dev's playing MLB The Show 23 right now with the budgets off and all these moves, I think. We're going to have to see. But no, I like he brought back the optimism. I love it. For me personally, if I keep attending Boston Red Sox baseball games every year, we're not going to win another World Series until
that's true. That's
30,
absolutely right.
the year 3000. But in all honesty,
Ban
we're
him
being
from
recipients.
Fenway.
Jeez.
Yeah, please don't ban me from Fenway. I just want to see my team. In all seriousness, though, I think moving forward, the Boston Red Sox have a chance of being a contender. Like Noah said, they have a good core and they have good leadership with Justin Turner. I think he comes back for another year and it can stay the leader in the clubhouse. But I think moving forward, the Red Sox might make some pitching moves. You have Aaron Nola as a free agent. You have Yoshinobu Yamamoto as a free agent in Japan. And Masataka Yoshida even said, well, we were very close. We were teammates. He was mentioning trying to, like, obviously you can't mention tampering, but you could do that. Also, free agent, even though he's injured right now with his arm, Shohei Ohtani is a free agent, and there are Masataka Yoshida, Japan. Not saying the Red Sox are going to go Ohtani. It is an option, just so you guys know. But moving forward, I think the most realistic thing for the Red Sox, sign pitching and maybe even get Juan Soto possibly at 25. I think that's on the table for the Red Sox. But I think moving forward, the next World Series, I'll give the Red Sox 2027. I give us 4 more years. I think in 2027, we'll have a fully good squad. Devers will be in his prime. I think we'll have some good guys. Cedar Rafael is going to develop into a superstar, I think. I think this team moving forward has a chance to be a really good baseball team in the playoffs. Speaking about moving forward and young guys, we're almost done. Baseball of America, top 5 ranking for the Boston Red Sox. Baseball America ranked the Boston Red Sox a top 5 farm system in Major League Baseball. I wanted to make this a topic because I see a lot of people hating, especially, not to name names, but if you guys are on Red Sox Twitter, Bastards of Baseball, they always bash Chaim Bloom, saying the Red Sox are a 27th or a 15th ranked farm system, when Baseball America, the one you truly trust, has them as 5th ranked farm system in Major League Baseball. That, just wanted to point that out there. But there are a lot of good prospects that the Red Sox have. I'm going to start with Noah because Noah knows a lot about Red Sox prospects every time he's on here, and he has a lot of information to spill. How are you feeling, Noah? Do you think this is a good ranking for the Red Sox? Who are you excited most out of all the Red Sox prospects to see in the future come up to the Boston Red Sox?
Yeah, so again, internet's a little laggy right here, but we'll keep going on. So right off the top of my head, does anyone have a list of who our top 5 prospects are on hand right now? Yes or no?
I know the top one is Marcelo
If not,
Mayer,
okay.
Cedar
So
Rafaela.
I think Marcelo, Cedar, Roman Anthony, Miguel, and then who's the other guy that I'm forgetting?
Kyle T.
Kyle Teal. There you go. How could I forget Kyle Teal? He's literally Barry Bonds without the power. This farm system is incredible, man. You look at Marcelo, right? Marcelo struggling in Double-A, got shut down for the year. He's got that shoulder injury, I think it is. Was struggling a little bit. Same with Miguel Blyce. He was kind of killing it. I wouldn't say killing it, but he's 18 or 19. He was hitting really well in Single-A. Shoulder injury, got shut down. So 2 of our top 5 prospects were shut down for the year. At various points in the year. But then you look, but then you have guys, Roman Anthony, who kind of bursted on the scene, was a comp pick in 2022. It's been done nothing but produce. One concern about the farm system, obviously, is pitching. You have a guy like Yordani Monegro, who's shown really great stuff for the Red Sox. But one guy I do want to talk about that was in the futures game for us, believe it or not, is Luis Guerrero, however you pronounce that. Luis Guerrero, I believe it is. Made his AAA debut. He came in a 2-1 game yesterday for the Woo Sox. Threw like 30 pitches, only 7 strikes, walked 5 batters, and blew the game for the Woo Sox. So again, pitching is a big concern in this farm system. But as for bat wise, it's incredible. It's a worthy ranking, top 5 for a reason.
Is anything with pitching related good for the Boston Red Sox? I feel like every level, the Red Sox pitching is not the best. Also, speaking of Marcelo Mayer, I hope his shoulder gets healed soon. I had an inside joke because I know like this joke. You think Trevor Story shook his hand and gave him that shoulder injury? You think? Summon the power. Sorry. Again, Trevor Story, I love you. I have a signed jersey. Shout out. Please get over here. Give my Italian brother send it out. But nah. But no, I agree. I think this is truly a correct ranking for the Boston Red Sox. Let's go to Italy, Jed. How are we feeling about this top 5 ranking for the Boston Red Sox? Do you think this is a fair ranking? And who do you think is who are you most excited for out of all these prospects? Who are you most excited for to see in the major leagues?
Honestly, it's the St. Louis boys, Zanatello, baby, and Kyle Teal. Let's go. I want them to come. Zanatello is, he's, he Nazan, he's a little bit further than what Teal is, but I really like both those players. I've always liked Rafaela. It's a strong young core, and I really appreciate that with Bloom and everything that he's done with that, and also just the scouts in general. The scouting department for the Jets have worked their butts off in getting all the information. I appreciate that. I appreciate the scouting department all the time. I think they have done their job and they should get raises. Overall, those are the two guys that I want. I think it's a great future for hitting base runs and everything. The pitching, Rob, you're right. We always freak out with the pitching. There's never good things to talk about when it comes to Red Sox pitching right now. So as long as we maybe trade for people and then worry about the base running and stuff later, then I think we're going to be good. But those two guys, I'm keen on.
I like that choice. Dev, who are you most excited to see come up for these Red Sox prospects? And do you think number 5 is a correct ranking for the Red Sox prospects and the farm system?
I think number 5 is correct for the Red Sox. I'm excited to see, Marcelo Meyer come up. Zidane Rafaela. He's going to be a great young, future star for the Boston Red Sox, even though we've seen him in a couple of games. I'm just really excited for this team. Yes, pitching is a big factor in the farm system when it comes here. I mean, the only, I guess you could say, good, pitcher that's coming out of the farm system, I guess you could say, is Brian Bale. He's been, a good pitcher, here and there. But I'm just mostly excited to see what, Meyer can do. And, Rafael, I think Rafael can be a great future young star for the Boston Red Sox in this farm system for sure.
I think Marcelo Meyer is going to be a stud. And I think Ceddanne Rafaela, he's going to be a superstar in Major League Baseball for the Red Sox. For me, I like this ranking. I think top 5 in the Red Sox. And this shows respect to Chaim Bloom as well, because he came in here to rebuild the farm, and that's exactly what he did. Dave Dombrowski, he's known for destroying farm systems because Dave Dombrowski pulls the trigger on a lot of trades. We've seen it in the past. I mean, he does it with the Phillies. He does it with Boston a couple of years ago too. He makes a lot of trades, and he trades away prospect. I mean, the Chris Sale trade, you look at that, Yoan Moncada, other guys that they traded at who were prospects at the time, developing stars, and you just see it a lot. I mean, even another situation, I think I forgot what trade he did with the Rays. I think it was the Nate Eovaldi trade. Jeffrey Springs, when he fell off a cliff, but last year he was super good. You just go to show that, he was just trade prospects left and right. Chaim Bloom came in here. His job was to rebuild the farm. That's what he did. He was told to train Mookie Betts. That's what he did. Got good young talent for him. Connor Wong's been performing well in the majors. Verdugo's been, I think, more than advertised for the Red Sox. But for the prospects itself, I'm really excited for Marcelo Meyer. I think he's going to be a superstar shortstop, good defensive glove, good bat. And I mean, the ladies in Boston are going to be so excited to have him because he is a good-looking dude. They're going to love him there. I also am excited for Kyle Teal because he is very good behind the plate, very quick pop time. And the Red Sox haven't had a very, very good catcher in a long time. He's already in AA, and he's super good. Maybe the power can develop a little bit in AAA and AA, but I can see him getting major league time probably by the end of 2024 as a September call-up. Ceddanne Rafaela is going to be really good. Maybe Brian Mata gets a chance to crack the rotation next year if he's healthy. There's a lot of good young talent in Boston that will be in the future. And now, before we wrap things up, we're going to talk about the week ahead for the Boston Red Sox. We're going to make this segment really quick. 4 games against the Yankees at home, 3 against the Blue Jays. Do you think the Red Sox are going to sweep the Yankees again? Do you think the Red Sox handled the Blue Jays like they have in the past? Let's go around the table real quick. Let's talk about it. Do you think the Red Sox have a good week ahead? I'm going to start with Noah. How many games do you think the Red Sox will win out these 7 games? And do you think the Red Sox have a good week heading up against these 2 teams?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be quick. I'll be quick with it. But here's the season right here, fellas. I mean, this is a season. The rest of the season relies this weekend in these 7 games. Of course, they're going to sweep the Yankees because why wouldn't they? They own the Yankees. The Yankees bow down to us. Realistically, I think we'll split with the Yankees because the Yankees have kind of found lightning in a bottle here with these young guys. Sucks that they lost Jason Dominguez, but obviously, I think they'll split with the Yankees. I think they'll lose. 2 or 3 to Toronto ultimately, which will eliminate them from playoff contention. Unfortunately,
let's hope that doesn't happen. Italy, Jed, what are you thinking this week coming up? Do you think the Red Sox get eliminated from the playoff contention, or you think there's still hope?
No, there's no hope. I'm sorry. It's the hope that kills. That's the theme this week. I just don't think. I think the Yankees have bounced a little bit of light. Dominguez, that sucks. But overall, I just can't see us win against the Blue Jays. I know we own the Blue Jays a little bit. I know we own the Yankees a little bit, but I think we're gonna win 2 games against the Yankees and 1 game against the Blue Jays. And I think we're going to miss the playoffs. Unless they really pour it on and rally around Cora, because, we've seen interviews where Jansen takes Cora off the stand and they just love him to death. Unless something happens with the spark, then there could be a chance. But no, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Okay, Dev. Let's see. We're going around the table real quick. I mean, hey, it's okay. We're gonna see the 2 most optimistic people are gonna go back to back. Dev, do you think the Red Sox get eliminated from playoff contention this weekend, or do you think there's gonna be a miracle run here in Boston? Do you think they would have a good week ahead?
I started this pod saying that I'll be the negative Nancy of this pod, and let's end it off with a positive Pete quote. I think the Red Sox win 6 out of the next 7 games. And we're back in playoff contention. We sweep the Yankees because, it's time to get the brooms out, because even though the Yankees have won a couple games here and there, and they could surpass us in the standings, but I think we take a good 6 out of 7, and we could take 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays and hopefully have a happy pod for sure.
Boring.
I'm going to say this right now.
Oh, no.
Take me back to July. The Boston Red Sox are going to go on a 7-game winning streak. I think it can happen. We've owned the Blue Jays in the past this year. We've owned the Yankees in the past this year. And we've seen it before. The Red Sox have gone on a crazy winning streak. The yellow jerseys will be brought out, and I think the Boston Red Sox, realistically, I think they could probably sweep the Yankees and then win 1 of 3 against Toronto, so it keeps them alive. So I can see them winning 5 of the 7. But it can be done. I think they could possibly sweep both. It could happen. You gotta believe in Boston. But I think realistically, 5 of 7. I think they sweep the Yankees. They lose 2 against Toronto, and they win the first game of the series against Toronto. But anything can happen. Anything can happen here.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it to Geno here to wrap us up for this amazing episode 6 of this amazing podcast.
All right, guys. So we usually do at the end the dirty water chant. Noah, it's your time. Who are you gonna pick?
All right, so this decision wasn't difficult for me to make. I've been hyping this up. I haven't really got this through, but personally, this decision wasn't difficult to make. Devin, what's going on, buddy? How's your night going?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. I love that dirty water, fellas.
Roll the outro.
Guys, thank you for watching the Dirty Water Red Sox podcast. It's been fun. Let's hope we can get on a great week. Great banter, man. I love it. All right, here we go. Go Red Sox. See you next week. Peace.